In a stunning revelation that could redefine the parameters of the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Explosive new details have surfaced regarding Putin's true intentions behind invading Ukraine. In a shocking turn of events, Putin has been exposed for his sinister plot to eliminate not only Ukrainian President Zelensky, but also American troops stationed in Europe. This plot involved luring NATO soldiers into a deadly trap by faking an attack on Russian soil. But the question remains, what exactly is the nature of this diabolical plan? And what does it signify about Putin's true objectives in starting the war in the first place? Join me today in this video, where we will be taking a closer look at the unfolding situation and shedding light on the gravity of this latest development. The invasion of Ukraine by Russian forces has sent shockwaves across the globe. The conflict has resulted in the loss of countless lives, displacement of millions, and sparked fears of a wider European war. As the world grapples with the implications of Russia's aggression, a shocking revelation has emerged that could redefine the parameters of this conflict. According to a report published by the New York Times, Putin had hatched a sinister plot that extends beyond the Ukrainian leader, targeting not just Zelensky, but also American troops stationed in Europe. The plot involved a meticulously crafted ruse that could have drawn NATO soldiers into a deadly trap. Before delving into the specifics of this chilling plan, it is crucial to understand the historical context that led to this point. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, is a military alliance comprising of North American and European countries. It was established in the aftermath of World War II with the primary objective of collective security. Article 5 of the NATO Charter stipulates that an armed attack against one ally would be considered an attack on all allies, thus obliging all members to come to the defense of the attacked nation. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been widely condemned by the international community, including many NATO member states. In response, NATO has implemented a policy of deliberate ambiguity regarding the deployment of its troops in Eastern Europe. While NATO has not disclosed the exact number or location of its forces in the region, it is estimated that several thousand troops are stationed there. These deployments aim to deter Russian aggression and provide a measure of security to the Eastern European member states of NATO. However, Putin's sinister plot threatened to shatter this delicate balance by provoking a confrontation between Russian and NATO forces. According to the New York Times report, Putin's plan involves staging a false flag operation on Russian soil, thereby providing justification for the elimination of American troops in the region. The report suggests that the Russian president had contemplated various scenarios, including the use of chemical weapons, the downing of a civilian aircraft, and attacks on civilians and infrastructure within Russia. These acts of aggression would then be blamed on NATO, providing a pretext for Russia to target NATO soldiers stationed in Eastern Europe. The report further alleges that Putin discussed the potential outcomes of such actions, which could range from the expulsion of NATO forces from Eastern Europe to a full-scale confrontation with the alliance. The stakes could not be higher, as the report indicates that Putin was prepared to sacrifice Russian lives to achieve his objectives. This raises disturbing questions about the lengths to which the Russian president is willing to go to eliminate perceived threats to Russian security. As the report from the New York Times reveals, the gravity of Putin's actions is truly alarming. His willingness to fabricate false justifications for eliminating American troops stationed in Europe demonstrates a level of desperation and ruthlessness that cannot be ignored. The potential consequences of such actions could have triggered a catastrophic escalation of the conflict with far-reaching implications for global security. The proposed elimination of U.S. troops stationed in Europe sends a chilling message about Putin's true intentions. It reveals a calculated attempt to not only neutralize a potential threat to Russian interests, but also to provoke NATO into a direct confrontation. By orchestrating false flag operations and pinning the blame on NATO, Putin aimed to create a pretext for eliminating American troops in the region. This sinister plot not only demonstrates Putin's willingness to resort to underhanded tactics, but also highlights his disregard for the potential consequences. Eliminating U.S. troops stationed in Europe would have undoubtedly escalated tensions between Russia and NATO, potentially triggering a wider conflict with unpredictable outcomes. It underscores Putin's willingness to sacrifice lives and escalate the conflict to achieve his objectives. The plot to eliminate U.S. troops stationed in Europe also reveals a disturbing aspect of Putin's mindset. It exposes his deep-seated paranoia and his perception of the United States as an existential threat to Russian security. By fabricating false justifications for eliminating American troops, Putin demonstrates a level of desperation and ruthlessness that is alarming. It is crucial to recognize that eliminating U.S. troops stationed in Europe would not have served any strategic purpose for Russia. These troops play a vital role in deterring aggression and maintaining stability in the region. Eliminating them would have destabilized Europe and risked triggering a wider conflict. Such an action would have severe repercussions for international security and diplomacy. Now let's move towards the most important question that must be popping up in your mind. How did the New York Times get hold of this sensitive information? Did Putin make these statements in private conversations with his close associates, unaware that they would eventually be revealed? Or were these plans documented in written form, providing concrete evidence of his intentions? The answer to this question is crucial in assessing the validity and reliability of the information. If Putin indeed confided in his inner circle, it raises questions about the loyalty and discretion of those individuals. Did they feel compelled to share this information with the New York Times in order to expose Putin as dangerous intentions? Or was the information leaked through other channels, such as intelligence agencies or whistleblowers? Understanding how the New York Times obtained this information is essential in verifying its authenticity and assessing the motives behind its release. Furthermore, it is worth examining the timing of the report's publication. Why did the New York Times choose to publish this information at this particular moment in time? Is it an attempt to exert pressure on Putin, urging him to reconsider his actions and seek a peaceful resolution to the conflict? Or is it a calculated move to expose the true nature of Putin's regime and rally international support against Russia's aggression in Ukraine? The strategic considerations behind the timing of the report's publication warrant careful analysis. Additionally, it is crucial to consider the broader implications of this report. How does it shape our understanding of Putin's mindset and his decision-making process? Does it provide insights into the factors that drove him to invade Ukraine in the first place? Exploring these questions can shed light on the motivations and ideologies that underpin Putin's actions, helping us grasp the complexities of the conflict. Finally, it is essential to examine the international response to this report. How have world leaders and policymakers reacted to the revelations about Putin's sinister plot? Have they condemned his actions and reaffirmed their commitment to international law and the principles of collective security? Understanding the international response is crucial in assessing the diplomatic fallout of this report and the potential consequences for Russia's international standing. In conclusion, the report published by the New York Times alleging that Putin orchestrated a plot to eliminate American troops stationed in Europe is nothing short of alarming. If true, it paints a grim picture of Putin's state of mind and his willingness to resort to extreme measures to achieve his objectives. The plot not only underscores his desperation, but also reveals a dangerous disregard for the potential consequences of such actions. Eliminating U.S. troops would have escalated tensions between Russia and NATO, possibly triggering a wider conflict with devastating outcomes. Putin's mindset is characterized by deep-seated paranoia and an obsession with eliminating perceived threats to Russian security. The plot to eliminate U.S. troops stationed in Europe is a testament to his ruthlessness and willingness to sacrifice lives to achieve his objectives. Understanding the full scope of this plot, including how the New York Times obtained this information and the international response, is crucial in comprehending the gravity of the situation. It is a reminder of the volatile nature of the conflict in Ukraine and the urgent need for peaceful resolutions to prevent further escalation and protect international security. I hope you found this video informative. Please like and share for more insightful content. Thanks for watching.